thank you so much. New member of the Slug Club chat. Before this game starts, just quickly spam whatever slug of your choice in the chat, and we'll get into this. Guild on defense, C9 on attack. Insta knife going out, it's going to hit no one.
We know there's a bunch of Guild fans in the crowd. Some C9 white
Roxy
cheers
on
Cypher
Cypher.
Previously
Okay.
as well, so lots to be said.
Oh boy, this jump flash is nice.
Geared up outside of
Oh, they flash up where it lands, so it's hard to shoot the eye, so the eye pretty much always gets tags. Pretty cool. They do not get out of the choke point though. Actually, they dealt with this pretty well, and that's a smoke and a smoke gone. Where are we at? Dude, the Astra Cat has one more smoke after this. This is This is pretty good there. Oh boy.
The flash, the late reaggression from Smurfette and the team interacts with Katsumi. She's able to find the first. It's traded out, but Jazzy
Nice trade. They might not expect the breach here. Let's see what the breach can do. No way you're gonna peek this. Madness.
Wide open, Jazzy. Another big kill. And C9 will have the post plant.
Pure madness.
Calm calling there from Cloud9 as they showed some presence outside of B, fell off, and then re-aggress when Guild pop out from them. They find those picks and spin it right around. That's the calm you expect. The leadership of Mel at work.
Anya and Ness left.
Great, what's up, dude? How you doing?
Top performers for Guild in their match yesterday, but they set up from Cloud9 so hard to breach. Mel the first point of contact, and she's able to dodge that flash. Alexis ready to swing off of her as well, with Guild going so slow. Their opportunities starting to drain. Now he's spotted, but setup just too
Big
strong.
cleanup. I felt like the breach had a small window where if they hid, they maybe thought that that was it in terms of the site, because you probably wouldn't be playing here when there's a double push down. You'd probably more be expected in this area. Maybe there was some util used over towards arcade, and that's why the peak came in. That's the only reason I can think for this decision, that there was some util that was used towards arcade, so they knew that the breach was in this area, so she felt like she could face and that's the only thing. Again, I'm just trying to process why the decision of the peak came in. Either way, I did like the push from Guild, but they just lost the trades out. As in the initial push, right? This one down here, over towards Tree.
I think it does make playing both sides of the map a little bit more challenging too when you don't have that double flash initiator to set up your neon
stack over towards.
Exactly it. I think it makes the job of Jazzykins just a little bit harder.
It's so, I don't know, chamber. It's such a good chamber map. To not play a chamber in this map is
in order to make those plays work.
Yeah, the other thing too,
I swear it hurts you, but let's see.
Really be concerned about the Cypher tripwires. Like Roxy, the most
they create pressure over towards arcade. The camera saw a little bit, and then I don't know if there was some sound here or what, but actually Guild are going to stack in the right place. If they can get out of these choke points, this could be a pretty good round for Guild. I don't think they're going to win, but they can do good damage. Let's see what this Joe's like on site.
Is Roxy and actually finds one there. Trade not to come through yet. Smurfette has found another. C9 White a little bit stalled out.
Okay, they've at least done good damage. Spike down on site.
Recovered, but very low on HP.
They know she's down underneath on B site. Watching Mel come on through. Smurfette's able to find a kill and get on out of there. 25 HP though puts her in a nearly impossible
had to open the door there, I think, just to create the
situation.
pressure of the other side, but either way, really good eco. Kill 3, take away one person's armor that has to get rebought as well, so really nice damage, good gamble stack from Guild. C9 will be happy that they won the round, but Guild will also be happy they did so much damage here. Okay, let's look at, Guild are obviously going to fall by, but let's look at C9. Let's see what they buy into this.
Anti-neon composition. When you have that raise, when you're diving, you're satcheling, and it's going to break those trips for you. But here, a lot of the pressure
oh, they're sending it. They're sending it into 5. We're going to see a 5v. We're going to see 8-person drill here. What's this flash like?
They have the rifles in hand, and they want to go sprinting back at Cloud9 White. Smurfette is here.
Holy hell. Holy hell. Hey, they take that first kill. Keep an eye on these two. They probably don't want to go too far. Oh, I'm so nervous for this. Chamber does get taken down. Comms didn't come in, for sure. Chat, you know what I was saying about where sometimes the chamber goes down, and so let's wait. I'll wait to see it. Oh my goodness. This is why we wait.
Caught on the reloader, 1 versus 2. C's ready. It's Claudia caught in it. Half HP.
Nice damage from her. So in our team, a lot of the times when the chamber will go down, you have to remind the team that the trips are down as well. That was like a common thing that we, pretty much just a protocol that we had, just to remind everyone. If you're playing a Cypher or a Chamber, it's just good to remind your team that the trips are down, so stuff like this doesn't happen.
Maybe missed in the comms, maybe missed in the chaos of the round, but it's a perfect timing on that walkout.
But it was a nice idea. It was pretty good from the A main people to keep on pushing the fact that they might be able to catch them out. So it was a weird round in terms of C9 bought a little bit into it. There were 2 extra guns. So we do get a full buy here. Well, it's a weird buy. It's a full buy in terms of economy spent, but it's, as you can see, it's not that good.
Is going to go sprinting right behind it.
Look at Roxy. She not only has a tripwire, but a shorty as well, prepped in heaven. That is unavailable space. Ness, Blanker on the site as well, needs a second here. Damaged up.
That kills massive.
Holding the flank. Smurfette is down. There's a second player here. They absolutely know about it. So now in trouble is Anya. This is a tough decision. Do you commit to the flank? Do you fall back out? And C9 is pushing the issue.
Yeah, they gotta push
dude,
back.
Bob has hit some shots.
They know remains in tower. That is going to signal the Cloud9 White ignore B, sprint all the way over to A, but their positions are seen, and Claudia is going to beat them on the rotate.
And look at her utility. Stun and a flash to be able to stall this one.
Does she want to use any util here?
She do, Roxy.
She does. With that stun, you think she's going to push out. Hey, nice you to get out into the site as well. Let's keep an eye on the chamber. Sorry, let's keep an eye on the Cypher. Cypher's here very fast.
Will Cloud9 White be prepared?
Is Alexis holding for this? Is Alexis ready?
Nice shot.
Holding the other side, takes down Claudia, the second player here. And look at Bob, the awareness. Ducks close on site instead. Now Alexis has picked up this angle. The timing is there for Roxy down. 2 for Alexis.
Do they not know where the kill came from?
Alexis, keep on showing us what you got. That is just crisp out of her round after round.
It's a nice round from Alexis.
Started the playoff with that ultimate over towards the B site, and I think it's smart from Cloud9 White.
So yeah, they had the weird buy that we talked about 3 hero guns, and honestly, Bob was the difference.
Looping around, attacking the site, and dealing with power later. They weren't actually able to remove Roxy from that position, but Cloud9 White make the correct call, rotate off, and win out with Alexis. She knows who she is.
Oh yeah, she does, and I think this
okay, that forced them to eco, so that was a massive round. We do have Smurfette's ult, so once they find out where they're going, you're gonna see Smurfette ult.
Smurfette on your team, who just wants to push and take an opening gambit every
So I think Guild's comp is good enough for this map. It's good enough, for sure. It plays differently to the Chamber, but again, I just think it's one of Chamber's best maps.
Because usually you play 4 players on one side and the Chamber on the other who can take a fight and then TP off, and you can still play 5 players on the retake. They're not afforded that same luxury, it does seem. So you can maybe use the Cypher to get the info, but you don't have the chances in terms of actual fighting power to perhaps find an early pick.
Don't like Solo Viper? I mean, it's very hard to play. I'm not gonna lie.
Still, Bob will have the knife, and that could be an issue for Roxy.
It's insanely one-dimensional a lot of the time.
The utility falls apart, and all of a sudden the trades and the swing from
it can work, but
Flash already in, Jazzy on the run, finds Smurfette, just wants to disengage.
The only reason I'm not like fully against it is because you at least have the neon wall and you have cages, so you can make it work. But I feel like they need a lot of rounds on defense, and this already might be too many, to be honest with you.
This one looking clean thus far. It's all going to be from spawn on this retake for Guild.
Now Bob was watching the flank for the time being, and Mel still posted up. Actually decides to fall off, so it may be Ness waiting for another cycle on that Viper wall. 4 more seconds before she could potentially pop that again. She's actually just got a shorty, so not ideal whatsoever. As the Sheriff will try and take the first contact here with Roxy. It's a little bit labored from Jazzykins.
Oh no, this might be dominant.
Yeah, Prime Gaming flawless in that one.
The Viper will be nice on attack, surely. You kind of know where they're going to go. The thing is, like this comp will counter it pretty hard because you just do like a 4-1, and then you just want to have your 4 wherever the wall is.
I actually wonder if Bob has some kind of a C4 lineup from back in attacker spawn, because usually if you have a Brimstone, that's who's watching flank, and you have the Molly to sort of follow up there. So something to keep our eyes on as we continue to move in.
Cypher cage lineups, maybe.
Right, they need to be aware that Cloud9 White aren't just
they at least have some vision block, but I don't know. Let's see if Gil can start stacking some. I think this is already getting too many.
also with how she's getting space.
I could be
and on
completely wrong,
contact,
but
can instantly say if she runs into this neon, everyone expedite.
it's the best design map, Haven.
Big Mel did make contact there, so wants to
It
try and
honestly
back
was
away.
split, but
Group
Haven
with her
is really
team.
good.
Execute is forthcoming
Trip
towards
wire,
A, but
trip
I'm looking
wire.
for this triple flank. Is the trip effective? No, but as will take care of Jazzykins regardless, and now she's able to tuck on the site with this Viper's Pit. Cloud9 are
They found
forced
out where the
to
Viper
engage
is, and
here.
they're just going to
Guild
send
not
it
gonna
over
be
towards
involved.
here. Give me this
That is
jewel.
still posted in
That's a
A main,
massive
is able
kill.
to shut down Mel, and now what do Cloud9 White do? Mel is out of the picture. Jazzykins is gone too. Those are two of your biggest playmakers, especially on this map. Bob has done some crazy things before, knows there's going to be a player tower.
Trip still up on one side, the Viper's Pit on the other.
It's a big
Mel
ult.
actually wanting to continue to press
Teva?
the issue here. Great sees, but it's not enough
Nice
to
nade.
save Cat. Alexis stuck
Oh.
in this corner. Getting
No
destroyed by Yuzuri,
way.
but
Did they
somehow
really think it
still
just
alive.
cleared the
1
corner
HP,
fully?
No worries, she'll claim too. Cloud9 might be back in this round.
Alexis is just
Dude,
on
Alexis
one
is
today.
popping.
What is that? Still not looking easy with the Viper's Pit online. They have to creep on through. Actually
Okay, well that's
using
going to hit the Viper. This gives them a chance.
here to scout
Nice
out
spam.
Bob is gonna be removed.
Okay, well,
Roxy, just
and take
a
that
little bit
back.
too clean on that one. He'll take
Good
their
from
second.
Roxy.
And you can hear how much
Okay,
the
Guild
crowd
need
loves
to
this
pretty
team.
much
Roxy, the German
get the rest of the
representation
rounds,
here at Game Changers
because
Champion.
this is so
I love
many
it. We saw that
already
make
against the
Germany proud
solo
sign
Viper.
in the crowd yesterday. Certainly on pace to continue to do that, especially with a win against Cloud9 White. Both teams coming in as the #1 seeds, but I think a lot of people still expect Guild to be the underdogs against C9.
Dude, why does her POV look like it's on 50
For
FPS?
some
What's
good
going on?
reasons, right? You can see what Alexis is accomplishing even in a losing round, but Guild, a big way to fight back there. And I think the lockdown, the stalling power of this composition could pose problems for C9.
I thought it was going to be a north side crunch, but instead it's another one of these contact pushes between Smurfette and
Holy
Roxy.
hell, the
Is
timing of this.
Timing right? Not quite. Alexis again.
Nice shot. You
But
take
the
that trade though.
front
Ooh,
trade is
sick
there, and
shot
with the
from
spike drop,
Alexis.
that's good information of C9's early intentions over to Guild.
I'm getting the vibes right now that, you know, usually talk duelist, chamber, all this stuff. I'm feeling Alexis versus Roxy. That's my initial inclination right here as Jazzykins goes zooming into this A-side. 2 players here,
Dude,
and
this,
Ness is able to hold very
KO
strong.
flash is
But
really
Mel
nice.
in main has already found one. The sole player anchoring on the stairs.
That
and
was
this
owned
can't be
it.
the monster
Oh, this is
two
done.
day. Instead,
This map's
it's gonna be
done,
Guild
right?
with 2 on this retake.
This is too many. This is too many
Like a champ
rounds.
right there. Some brutal stuff. The position of that breach player is noted. Claudia and Roxy fighting their way through here. Roxy with a 3K, Roxy in a 1v1. Roxy versus Mel. Just 30 HP and trying to walk herself out onto the site.
Does she have the timing on this one? Mel holding just on the other side.
Came pretty
Attack
close.
on the
46
spike,
HP.
But Mel ready.
Dude, I've been
Roxy
fighting
can't
too
do it
many.
this
I'm calling it. I'm saying this map's
Mel's
done.
got it all. The brains, the hands, the game sense, everything. The calm in the clutch to carry it through. And she has just been a rock. I mean, what a player on this team for so long. From building this team, from
Why cast
handpicking
it
the
so
players,
soon?
putting it all together.
They have a
Lost
single
into
Viper.
addition.
It's
She has been at
you
the
have to
top
have.
of game changing
You can't lose more. Can't lose more
No
than
one
4
has surpassed here,
on
and
defense.
It's not going to happen in this clutch either.
Yeah, she just does not lose those. She may be the IGL, but she has these games. She can absolutely take over. Fast play here from Guild, though. Another one.
Unless
of
there's
the
something
attempts at the
crazy
South Front,
that I'm not
Cloud9
thinking
good
about.
With the reactive utility, it's only Mel here, and she can very much get out if she can just get to that zip line.
Holy hell.
Oh no, Mel really getting pinched.
She has
down
like
on one
the
kill, comes
best
around the
gun
opposite
for the
side.
situation though in terms of her
But
ult.
that's not a gun,
Nice
that was
reaction
just a
all
total
over hit
force
breach has to
getting
kill
much
1.
more
Nice
damage.
trades. Every
C9
time
has
C9 are
the
winning the
site
trades, their
meantime.
reactions are really
It's been
good as
an
well.
awkward
Mel's
play there
calling
from
well.
Guild 'cause the
Mel's
reactive
calling well
utility
and
was actually
fragging well.
Smurfette getting concussed by her own breach. There's not a breach on the
Wait a
opposite
minute.
side to get that done.
Wait
yeah.
a minute. Good reaction.
Just sort of sprinted into it, the 6th man from C9. As Bob holding the angle, as she often does.
Just these 2 players in main. Ness does find a big frag, but C9 have another one of these crossfires established. Jazzykins a relay bolt to pop off contact if she wants to stall this one a little bit more, and just forced away from this angle. Time ticking against her, still healthy. A duel versus Jazzy, she can take that one, but it's high-low from Cloud9 on the site.
And very nicely done, Guild. They, you know, bit of a scuff by, go for the south side crunch. I think a lot of this aggression has just not worked. because
Solo
C9
Brim on this
are
map? Yeah,
sort of
Solo
playing that
Brim's
pack
fine.
mentality,
Solo Brim, Solo
even
Astra's
with
fine.
Mel isolated on her own on the
Solo
bot side,
Solo
the player to
Viper,
sort of stray away from the group.
if you
As the
have
operator is
other
able to
stuff
trade
like
at
this,
least 1-for-1 at the end of the day.
can work.
Does look like
I
Guild
definitely don't want to see it in your
this
ranked
round.
games. I'll put it that way. it has to have some thought and stuff to it.
They'll take their first tactical timeout here. And in this moment, I want to talk a little bit more about these compositions, because for Guild, with this Cypher in the mix, how much are they looking to achieve on this defensive side, do you think?
I mean, I would have been expecting quite a lot. Like, I think Cypher has so much value, especially when your opposition is not locking in.
It's fine in ranked, you just 5-person anyway. Yeah, I guess that's true, to be fair.
That can break a lot of those pieces, but I think that the way C9 have been playing, it hasn't been a lot of finding those wires and breaking them early on. If anything, Cloud9 have just adapted and are now ready for the trips and snapping them the second Jazzy runs through.
Yeah, and they've been playing a lot more of this mid-round. Pressure one side, get the reaction on the other side, punish that, and then reevaluate. I don't think we've seen really a single round where they went for just one of those like fast, like B-site, like optic execs with the neon that you normally define this comp by.
Yeah, it seems like it's a lot of early
scouting. I'm not watching Keeper.
It's
just I don't know.
Players do get a little bit more
it doesn't.
rotations, I think, on Fracture.
No team's gonna have much down, I imagine. So it's just a fragging game.
The Cypher and the Viper are holding hands towards that A site.
Yeah, and look at the north side here. Mel is putting that trip just.
We see another eco from Guild.
Because she knows Guild loves these walk pushes out arcade.
Yeah, you know, it is kind of hard for Guild to find flanks because their smokes are a Viper. How do you actually smoke past the trip?
What's my thoughts on Harbor and Fracture? I mean, it's a better map for Harbor, sure. But it still doesn't change the fact that Harbor's awful.
Or with this composition and with the way Roxy's been playing for the most part.
And C9 was expecting another aggressive play on this eco. Guild's been throwing one pretty much every other eco in the past. There is aggression, but it's a bit more mild from Guild, just trying to set up these traps towards the north side.
It's interesting because Cloud9 really
Keep it, stop trolling.
Played towards A main much at all, and I think it is a symptom of not rocking the breach in your composition, so you can have that counter concuss. You have so much control there. Their neon is just so effective at sprinting on through. Now Jazzy has downloaded the position.
Look at the minimap. They're trying to create so much pressure here, right? They're trying to create so much pressure, try and get a rotate over, making it look like they're hitting the site. We don't really have much of a rotation because of this double push and underpass. They kind of have that control. They get the spike here, so now this is a weird round. The Viper can go.
And I like the Guild have played a little bit more restrained, falling back entirely back towards.
Keep an eye on. Yep, Jazzy can win the round.
Absolutely everything. Finds the first kill and is now in full control of the site. But Anya has a potential timing here if she were to commit up rope. But the longer she waits, the more suspecting Jazzykins is, and that is 2 kills to start things off.
Just too aware to let that one by her. Bob trying to take another fight. She'll take the head of 2. Well controlled by Cloud9. They may have lost their spike, but the recovery.
Don't know if he was trolling, but Chen, dude, I feel like everyone's trolling. But until I see these teams pick it, everyone's trolling.
Interesting idea from Guild there, the late underpass push. I liked it. He was able to find a kill in the eco, try to carve something out for themselves. Ultimately, not enough to win there, especially with Jazzykins finding the timing, and as soon as she sees the 2 players underpass, oh, site's gotta be open. She instantly seizes that, even without the support of her team behind her. So again, it looks like C9 are just gonna stick to the sort of 4-1 split for the moment, potentially testing the north side of the map as we head into this next one. And interestingly enough, whoa. Ness is going to be rocking the operator. We didn't even talk about that, really.
Guilds have to get the last rounds.
As much as, you know, we've seen the neon.
I still think it's too late. I think this is too many, but let's see if they can get let's see if they can prove me wrong.
Look at this push. They've walked all the way up just outside the south side, trying to maybe activate a play forward off contact. Mel makes that contact. She's aware of the tendencies of Guild. They love these pushes, so she just wants to get out, keep her life, and that will activate contact.
It didn't get caught. Instant reaction every single time. Instant reaction happens. We now have another retake. We have no good ults for this retake, and we have a Viper, so we have no smokes to block off any of these choke points, and we're just
on board. They are finding absolutely everything. Cloud9 White are not satisfied with just the site. They want it all.
Bob pushing for more. That op is down in an instant.
Chat, I'm so fine, right? I'm so fine when people try stuff, and I don't want to flame like straight away until I've kind of seen stuff, right? Like, I like to give things an opportunity to work. I like to see if there's an idea behind everything. This doesn't work.
Is not looking too likely for Roxy. Cloud9 White with yet another very solid look, continually ping-ponging between leaning heavily towards north side or south side. Roxy finds her one and is going to disengage from this situation, but that is...
Look at Jazzy. She is a psychopath.
Oh my God.
She's going across the zip. Okay, no chaos today. Just a little bit more damage for Roxy. Not bad out of her, but
Okay, Roxy. Okay.
Eco frags, or excuse me, economy damaging
Oh,
frags.
man.
I guess that's the way to put it. Crowd loves it regardless.
Yeah, yeah. Look, Roxy just here to give a little show over towards the crowd. You know, Guild are known as, they do some trash talk sometimes. Anya, a player that's gotten in maybe a little bit of hot water, some deleted tweets here and there. As Guild too, when they get the upset versus G2, bust out the trash bags and whatnot. But this is not the game they were hoping for, not the one in terms of the trash talk, and they're taking everything they can get.
If there's any trash talk, it just seems more that Cloud9 is displaying that their confidence is well earned. Coming into the tournament, they were telling us, we're going to win this 100%. This is our tournament, and they are looking to prove this. They love winning games dominantly.
C9 spotted 3 players, I think, drop there with Bob's.
It must just have an insane attack arc. I can't, because we haven't seen. Like, you kind of have to play a little bit passive for some of this.
Trying to push into CT. Look at that from Jazzykins as the fight is on site as well. She gets her one, falls back, considers another with the flash to get her into the
This is nice, though.
Cloud9 White are just tearing through Guild.
So many flanks
Okay,
upon flanks.
in Guild's
Cloud9
defense,
execute the site initially, then push
the
deep
calling's
towards
been
spawn, and
good.
Mel is wrapping, takes down
Alexis is
Roxy,
popping, and
who
so is
fell
Bob.
out from tower.
Like,
So well executed.
straight
out.
up.
That conk as well that
That in the
Jazzykins throw
defense.
through the relay
But
ball,
at the
bouncing
same
off the
time, it's
box
just
to
like-
stun the player in spawn was really cool stuff.
I've seen nothing as to
It goes
why
show that C9 White, who have been playing
why
some
this would have
really
any
slow
success.
rounds, sort of testing the water. They get one big knife from Bob and instantly pivot. In no time
If
at
you
all,
were to
Mel
use
says
Harbor,
we are
then how
going
would
to
you
be
use the
going
Cascade
fast,
ability?
ignore
I'd
tower.
throw it at the
They
beginning
knew
of spawn and
exactly what
pretend
they
I don't
wanted
have
from
it,
that
because it's
And this comp
useless.
is making more and more sense as I continue to watch. They're realizing that Guild is a team that will sometimes make these aggressive plays, that will, sometimes play these more slower entrenched rounds. And when you have
This
this,
is
with
just an
double
awful
scout between
ability.
the fade and this KO, you can gain so much information from El to call off of.
Yeah, Alexis has been so solid.
What am I gonna do with it? I'm not gonna do a strat where I push through it and get my whole team slowed. It's so. What was the thought process behind making this
A little
agent?
bit further out is Ness gonna tuck in there and stay alive.
Homel wants more though. Ness just prepping on this Viper's pit, but not hearing any players coming in just yet. We'll save that.
The wall was really cool. The bending wall though, they made up for a lot of it with the bending wall.
And they're just gonna leave, rotate back
The bending
to the
wall
side.
is incredible. That's a great ability.
Guild has fully rotated off of this A site.
The smoke with the shield. That's a cool idea as well. And then then literally the worst ability in the game is the other one.
Great crossfire there from Cloud9. Jazzy goes deep past her wall. Her teammates there to trade from behind, and there's only 3 left to make this retake happen. 1 from the north side. This player drop could be pivotal. How
Did you see
much
Vandal's episode? No, I need to watch this Vandal's episode. He must be
Jazzy
trolling,
just below her.
because there's no way he
Trying to
actually
find
thinks
an
it's good.
opportunity. Alexis in a position to trade as well. And Guild's receiving no
It's the
opening.
most
They've already
one-dimensional
invested those
agent
cages
I've
to try and
seen.
get out, but the smoke goes back up towards spawn. Flash will reveal the position of that KO. The camera broken. Jazzy at this point just
At least it's gonna have a buff
trying
before we
hold
see
on
it.
to her space as long as possible, and she's
This
done her
is
job.
brutal
Bob
to
locks
watch,
it down
chat.
with 3, and Cloud9 White claim a dominant 10-2 half.
C9 are here to play. They took that loss to G2 personally and are trying to battle back against the EMEA region. Absolutely insane. A 10-2 half. And Alexis, the standout player here. Yeah, Bob, Jazzykins, everyone's looking good, but I've got to say Alexis really impressed.
Absolutely no weak link for Cloud9 White, but Guild, maybe still something going in the second half. We'll have a little chat with our desk before that.
Indeed, Mimi. Attack side of map, co-PM right here. But Heather, you got every right to be smug about this. You know why they look incredible.
Oh, yeah. Jazzy and Bob were absolutely popping off there in the later rounds, but I really think it's Alexis that set the tone for them. In those early rounds, the amount of
Very good.
pushes
That's
that
good.
she was stalling, she was stopping the retakes, some really nice transfers here. crisp headshots. Like, it was all about Alexis, and then her celebrations right after that, like, they're mad. Like I said, she means business.
She's a warrior. Like the reactions that we're getting from her, especially the decision making later in the round, how she's 100% going into the plan. We were wondering if this was the right pick. Definitely just by this half we can say that it is. But moving forward, what can we expect of Guild? Because now they're jumping onto the attack. Who has to step up? Definitely it has to be Smurfette. We've been seeing it in this past 2 days. She has to be the entry. She's going on the hunt for those first duels.
Dude, I actually can't wait for the first the first Harbor game we see. It's actually gonna be pretty hype.
And I think she's going to do wonders.
The problem for me at least is
very important as well. We're talking about the double initiator,
if the team doesn't know how to play against it, then, and again, I think it's one-dimensional. If a team hasn't put thought into how to play against it, they're gonna lose, and that's what worries me. But if you put 5 seconds of thought into it, you should be fine. Maybe I'm being a little bit too mean. Maybe an hour of thought.
Well, this is going to be a massive pistol here for Guild if they want to get back into the game, and I'm going to throw this back to your casters and Mimi to get the second half underway.
Cypher buff is kind of strong.
Yeah, Cloud9 White looking unstoppable here. Alexis, Bob,
Nice fake and
Jazzy,
cover
it's
your back.
all
Okay,
absolutely dominating here
let's
on
stick
Friday.
with this. Let's see if Guild have a 70% attacking win rate on Fracture in 2022 with this comp. Like, I need to watch these games. How do they win rounds? Okay, let's find out how they win rounds.
This player has become, but we'll see what Guild can accomplish.
It must
here.
be all about the
It's
Neo
gonna
more.
be a whimper or a fight here on Fractures.
Cypher's about to get crunched
Cloud9
by 5 people.
slowly creep down towards the south side.
This is nice though. Early trip,
Roxy, the one
early trip and camera
aware of the
if she
possibility,
wants.
close on her tripwire. She takes the swing, but
She
unable
has to try
find
get
the
at least
kill.
one.
Cloud9
See
will
this
continue
trip
to
that I was
push
talking
forward.
about?
That is hit.
There's so many
Big
more
from
trips
May
you
as
can
well.
do like
Tatsumi,
that
easy
with the
frag
new
for her and
Cypher, where they're
already
like
a player
you
advantage.
kind
And
of have to go
full
into the
control
trip
of
to
the
shoot
south.
it.
It leaves B-site
They're
open,
really
but
strong.
Guild are going for a bit of a tour. They go
Okay, nice
3 into
reaction from
spawn.
Guild
That
to
leaves
push into
Anya
this site.
completely
Is
isolated.
this a
On site
one-way
here,
or
that
is
could
this
be
normal
somewhat
smoke? No,
problematic,
normal
but
smoke.
have the Viper orb blocking
gonna say
off
this.
B main. Now Cloud9 White, a very uncomfortable round, I think. Not many
This is nice from
situations
C9
where
though.
the attackers have full control
So they
over
get into
defender
the site,
spawn on
contact,
Fracture.
and then they have
very
wall and then
strange round
smoke.
here, but Cat still has at least 1 star left in the tank. Bob some utility.
But the power's
as well,
going to go
and
down in a
well
bit.
for Jazzy, they
And then
have
that's
these
the go
layers to try
signal.
and force Guild to fight. And there's the first smoke. Guild will either have to rely on the
They see
spam
2.
or fight their way out of it. When does that tap come through? When
They
is
play
Cloud9
off-site, and what do we do?
going
Just
to commit to
spam?
this one? Spam is in. Is someone going to take this swing? Is someone going to commit to the fight? Smurfette will. Takes her kill. Alexis on the trade. Bob for another.
Fuse is coming in.
And she's pushed deep into
Alexis!
spawn as Mel just
Well.
holds it down. Smurfette was locked in a corner. 4K will not matter as C9 take 11.
Oh, Smurfette tries absolutely everything there with the 4K, and I love the idea from Guild pushing in towards defender spawn, but Cloud9 White just get it done. Alexis and Mel close it out.
I feel like you just need one player out of spawn. You need one player saying tower or north side or something to be that late backstab, because they should be aware.
I mean, she hit
C9
some
has
shots.
2 characters left that could have smokes.
I think that's 100% the right read there, Mimi, and you know what? Guild are going to have to force into this round. Up against 11, light
I mean,
armor,
C9 are playing it
4
great.
Spectres,
Like, don't
so
get me wrong.
absolutely
C9
doable
are doing
now
everything
for
to
Guild.
play
Up for
perfectly
utility.
against
Bloody
this.
actually out of flashes now. Only 1 concuss on Smurfette too. Not ideal, but they'll have to do something with what they've got. What is that? Smurfette right up inside of that wall. Bob concussed, but not going to be under pressure as Mel finds the kill on Smurfette.
Great work there out of Mel to support her teammate on the site. It's even trades towards B, as A will now be that destination for Guild. Cloud9 set up a little bit interesting. No one invested on this site. Said everyone out towards danger and in main, but it doesn't seem to matter. Katsumi just gets a spam kill.
That's pretty unlucky.
It's really good. Cloud9 White, yes, they have the numbers advantage, but Roxy could turn that right around with a well-timed peek. She's tempting forward as Claudia gets absolutely smashed. Mel continuing to swing on board once, just a little bit more. The rest of C9 popping out of A main. It is match
10
point
chances.
for Cloud9.
It doesn't seem like anyone can stop Cloud9 right now. Sure, they are in the lower bracket, but when C9 is in the lower bracket, they are a dangerous beast. Remember a few game changes ago? Shopify beats them, they go down below. And Cloud9 talked about the fact that they were just pissed when that happened. They did not want to lose. They saw it as unacceptable.
Is this the biggest dump in the tournaments so far? Yes, in terms of maps.
Absolutely upset there. And now they have everything to play for. A lower bracket run, trying to go all the way. Guild, tournament lives on the line here in this BO3. Jazzykins in a lot of trouble, but is able to get on out.
Boy, the flash didn't reach.
Still alive. We stay even. Cloud9 holding towards door.
Okay.
But Guild finds 3. Mel late on this rotation, and Sight conceded.
You can't count C9 out though just yet.
Flash wasn't good,
Bob
but the spacing
is
was.
alive, and Bob's got a Phantom. Mel maybe a little bit more challenging to get something done.
But look at the
oh,
health.
they're so
That's
low.
essentially an operator onto at least 2 of these players.
That is actually
Going OT. I like the
Bob's gonna
optimism.
set up Mel, potentially with an early flash, electing instead to play contact, but the setup with 2 players.
I said the
aiming,
chances,
one
I just
sight
didn't
and
early.
one drop. This is a change from Guild. This is great.
And they have a Cypher cam for first contact. They confirm the location of Cloud9 and can adjust off
They
of
saw
that.
1. They only saw the 1.
Unaware of the second still. So many angles for Cloud9 to clear here, and
Perfect.
Roxy activates. Well played out of her. Bob, can she make this happen to already? Time ticking against her, and Guild in a good post plant setup. 1 player low, Ness alone, and yeah, just not enough time to make it happen. Bob will fall away. Guild will take a round.
Uh-oh.
Yes, they will. Bob holds down, is able to
All the
remove
the
Roxy
damage
from
is
the
there.
field of play,
Okay,
and
this
that
is
such
this
a
is the hard
difficult
one
right.
for
Talk about the
Guild.
best round, all 4 players
10
have
chances
the
down to
same
9.
location.
Who's believing?
Defender spawn. This time, great
I can
setup.
safely say I'm not.
Multiple ways they can trade off one another, perfect angles. And C9 just cannot clear with 2 players alone. Still, the skill of C9 close to make it real tight between those 2 teams, but Guild are able to think themselves through that round.
Roxy seems like the player that, if anyone, will be the savior for Guild. Another big round from her.
Another situation, look at the utility from Guild. It's just not there. Smurfette and Claudia don't have any. No flashes on Claudia. Light armor on everyone. So it is gunplay galore here from Guild. I think early plays is the name of the game.
Dude, no one's here to trade this.
Utility, and Mel won't let it happen against Smurfette or Claudia.
Does not TP out, sticks around, and brings the player advantage to 2. Guild are out of options here. They're getting crunched from behind. They're stuck in a main. Roxy does have this spot that she has been in so often. Mel aware!
Holy hell,
3 from the
Mel is
IGL. She's
ripping them
confident.
apart.
Pops the ult, knows that this is the round 2 closeout.
That is absolutely correct. It is Mel's world. She is on fire here. And a chance to even ace to close it
What
out.
a way it would be. 3 kills already. They're walking into her just maybe here. Guild reconsidering, cautious of this flank.
I don't know, I feel like
They need perfection on this
I feel like
execute. The wall
there
is
was
up, so
some shouting that we
line of
didn't
Guild.
hear.
at very least, we'll have this sight unless Alexis has
Nice shot.
not quite taken down by Ness. That's an opening, and the Aster Pool will miss, which means Ness gets to commit to this plant and the Viper's Pit.
2 players flanking A main from Cloud9, although the Viper's
Okay.
Pit won't make it easy.
2v5.
You gotta be aware, possibly there could be another player here.
Ah, this
Jazzykins
is
stabs her
unlucky.
straight in the back.
It's just Ness. Can
Poster?
she hold on 1 versus 3? Pit working in her favor. She spotted out
Damn,
Jazzykins,
this
but
was
Jazzy's got
brutal,
the
chat.
shot.
This was
Cloud9 white,
absolutely
13-3,
brutal.
dominate Guild on
They got
Fracture.
completely
It's
ripped
not just
apart.
Mel's world, it's Cloud9's world through it all, right there. Putting the opponents to sleep 13-3 to kick things off. Pure and utter dominance from the American team.
And look at them, they're not popping off. This was the expected result for Cloud9. They've come into this series with 1 goal: dominate, get on to the next as fast as possible.
Guild gonna have to retreat and lick their wounds.